Mobile gaming is meant to give you something to do when you have nothing to do. Whether you're stuck in a waiting room, on a long road trip, or on a plane, mobile games have got you covered. But with so many out there, it can take a long time to figure out which ones are good for a short stint. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Here are 7 games you can complete in under an hour to keep your fingers and thumbs occupied. A good way to come up with a concept for anything is just to combine 2 words. This is what Ryumi has done with catbird. As the title implies, you are a cat with bird-like qualities, specifically wings and the ability to fly short distances. With this main character and mechanic, a series of levels have been created to test them out. There's a bit of a space theme as the catbird finds itself in a number of different environments that may or may not be different planets. It's a fun platformer about flapping across short levels as quickly and as smoothly as you can. Vegetables are alive, but not to the degree where we view them as having communities and families. However, Thomas K. Young is changing our thoughts on this with Dadish. This portmanteau details the main character, who is a radish that is also a dad. This short game begins with Dadish taking a nap and all of his children decide to run off. He then takes it upon himself to hop and jump through hazards and across ecosystems to rescue one of his kids at the end of each level. They're short, challenging, and have a little star to look for an extra goal. The point has already been made countless times before, but I'll repeat it in saying that it's not often that a title tells you the goal of the game. Things are very clear with cut the rope. You are the caretaker of a small lizard creature called Omnon, who is dependent on you for food, specifically a colourful round candy. Unfortunately, the candy is suspended out of reach by a rope. By manipulating all the devices and physics at play, your goal is to arrange a path for the candy to reach Omnon the moment you cut the rope. And there are a bunch of levels with stars to collect in order to prove your creativity. There are so many theories and ideas about how the afterlife is arranged, with games basing their entire gameplay on that concept. When Netflix launched its game studio, it decided to explore this idea with Before Your Eyes. This visually engaging short game has you playing from the first-person perspective of a recently deceased person who is recalling the life story of an enigmatic figure known as the Boatman. It combines interesting touch and movement mechanics symbolizing looking around with your own compliance to blink when asked. It's a sincere and emotional experience over a short mystical journey. The roguelike genre covers all gaming platforms due to its popularity and replayability, and you've got Takeo-based Studios LSC adding to it with Candies and Curses. You play as a young girl exploring a haunted house filled with all manner of ghosts, ghouls, and other supernatural entities. Each area is presented as a 2D house with multiple levels to move up and down so you can defeat all of the enemies we're in. At the end of each house, you'll get to choose among Candies and Curses for a mixed bag of buffs and debuffs. Strategize and make wise choices to ensure that you reach the end, beat the boss, and free the trapped spirits. It's always nice to see Flash games evolve past their website origins to different gaming platforms, and such is the story behind Fancy Pants Adventures. This short mobile game follows a stick figure with amazing hair and some stylish pants in a big and fast-paced platforming adventure. All the classic moves are there, like running, jumping, and bopping enemies on the head to beat them, and you've also got wall running, wall jumping, and rolling around at the speed of sound to get around. Rush through this adventure and try to collect all the swirlies you can to get more pants. An effective marketing tactic is to come up with titles that are a misnomer, proven the moment you get into it. Happy Game by Animeta Design is the perfect example of that. This is an artfully made point-and-click-like game with puzzles and disturbing imagery. You play as a young boy who is plagued by nightmares by an otherworldly entity. The only way to make the nightmares stop is to go into them and retrieve a source of happiness. Should you be able to do that, the boy and you may finally be able to get a good night's sleep. And that was our list of 7 games for mobile devices you can complete in under an hour. Have you played any of these? Are there any others you'd suggest? Let us know in the comments down below. But for now, my friends, luck and more to you all, and catch you next time.